Well, hello again and welcome to another Thursday Live here at the Association of PEMF Professionals. I am Dr. Jerry Dreesen, the Executive Director here at the AOPP. And today, what I would like to do is talk a little bit about what happened last week. And that would be the MagnaWave has a convention they do every 2 years, and this is what I would call the MagnaCon recap, but then also some regulatory updates as far as what we've got going on too. And so, at the Washington State headquarters here at the Association of PEMF. So, again, thanks for hopping on and joining me this morning or afternoon, depending on which side of the continent or world that you're in, because as you know, the AOPP, we are in 18 countries. So we are all over the world delivering everything AOPP can deliver in regards to PEMF for large animals, small animals, humans. Those of you that have certification, you know what we are all about. Karen, hello. Thank you for hopping on today. And after our big convention that we got to be a part of, I got to meet a whole bunch of you. So the probably a couple of things that we want to talk about today. Let me just swap this out. There we go. So, yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back to good old Washington, where we've got blue sky and warm weather too. So it's always good to be here in the June to July time. And then also looking back at MagnaCon last week, we're going to take a look at some of the things that happened there. And then, like I said, a update on the regulatory work that we're also doing on your behalf. And one of the reasons why we are an international organization. And then some things that we would like you to help us with. So yeah, a little bit of a call to action. And so let's jump right in here. So it was a 3-day event. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and just getting out there, meeting all of you. There was a lot of you there. We spent, we had a booth on the outside there too, but we spent a lot of time listening to people, looking at new products, and being part of the activities. We got to spend a day at Churchill Downs as well. So a lot of fun, lots and lots of fun. But really, the energy in the room was the real headline. You guys just had so much to say and to learn, and those of you that came up to the booth, hey Karen, hello, welcome, glad you're on. Those of you that stopped by the booth and talked, but just sharing your stories, and I mean, there could literally be, out of that group, 20 to 30 life-changing stories as a result of PEMF on humans and on animals. And so, again, thank you for sharing that. But also, everybody wants to know where they stand on that. Some of you actually gave me material from what's going on in your state, which really helps us out too. And so, and again, everybody is online. It's like we all want to do this right, the right way. So, and that also kicks in and does a lot of momentum for us too. And so we got a chance to go on stage. We got to present, do some Q&As, and I'm just going to do a couple of shout outs here. And yeah, lots of information. I would definitely agree with a ton of fun. 2,000 pounds of fun. I mean, that's a lot of fun if you want to put it together that way. And then being able to, do our what we're learning and presenting that too. So that was great too. So Stacy, thank you. And yeah, I agree. Those of you that went to the event, there are replays available. So if you have your Huva or Wova device, you can go in and go back to the agenda and click on the speaker, and then there's the recorded video there. Some of you have a different interface on your phone or logging in on your desktop. So yeah, that being said, we have some things to get through today, so let's just jump right into that. So one of the ideas to take home is that there is no national safe harbor for animal PEMF yet, because it's so brand new. I mean, the laws that were written were so long ago, as before PEMF was even in existence. And so we are this new kid on the block, and we don't fit anywhere. We're not a medicine. We're not like I was telling people, we're not a pill, puncture, potion, or powder. And we are also, you can use PEMF not even touching the object, that air gap that was in there. That's one of the things we were talking about too. And shout out from Christy. Hey, Christy. And from Ohio. Good to see you again. And so the bottom line is that there's no national safe harbor, but anyone who tells you that there is one, I mean, it's like, cite your source. If that is true, show me the printed version that says that and where it came from. So I always, in chiropractic college, if somebody came up and had this great, amazing thing, we would always say, well, cite your source. Back that was before there was, any internet back in the day. But it was, you can be passing this along and there may not be any backing. So, is it a rumor or is it fact? So, excuse me. And then boards are compliant driven, and the protection is being educated and professional on our side. Those are the things that we want to stand by. Let me make sure I'm getting through these in the right order. There we go. Okay, so again, boards are not the enemy. These are people that are following. Hi, Joanne. Good to see you. These are people that are just reading the laws, and that's what we're finding out too, is they are bound by what is written. And so it is what is written that needs to be worked on and redefined. And so nearly every state adapts the AVMA model, and that's why we need to see the same result state after state, or that's why we see the same result, because everybody kind of adopted the same language when it was all put together. So where the real fix lives, it's a shared starting point, not a campaign against us. And the fix lives in the legislature and the AVMA, and not a fight with the board. So and again, it's all new to us too. I mean, we knew something was coming, we didn't know what, and now that we've seen it, we understand it, and now we're organized to work to move these things one state at a time. It'd be nice if we could get them all together in one room. So let's just kind of do a breakdown what we know so far, state by state. We jump over to Nebraska, and in April, the state board concluded that PEMF and cryotherapy fall under veterinary medicine and pointed people toward a credentialing review process. We were in the meeting, and we are pursuing legislative path instead. And again, this is a scope question about a device, not a conduct question. So our big point that we were making is having a PEMF device and saying, okay, tell me what this is then. According to your rules, what is this device? And it doesn't fall in anything that's written. It can kind of be brought in under their blanket statement, but it's not defined. So we can we can define it out of that blanket statement, but it all has to happen in a process, which is what we're doing. So again, in Texas, the vet board held a webinar on alternative therapies, which we followed. And again, Texas is one of our priorities because there is a specific place in the law where a clean exemption could live, and a working model already exists. So we're working on that. And then the legislature meets in January of 2027. So our goal is to secure a sponsor that can bring us in, and then also help finalize the bill language and ahead of that window when that happens. So again, those are some of the undercurrents that are happening while you sleep. We are busy here at the AOPP. And then in Mississippi and Colorado, they updated their Veterinary Practice Act effective July 1st, and it mostly concerns veterinary technicians and board structure, but does not open a door for PEMF. And we read it as a tightening, not an opening. But again, I think it's more of a CYA on their side because they really don't know what this is all about. And I honestly think that if we were in a room with people where we could sit down and explain to them what this is, what it does, and a lot of them are just saying, well, here's what the law is, and come to us with what you want to change, and then we could look at that. So that's how we're viewing it. Ashley, thank you, from Nebraska. Tell Nebraska they're welcome. And then Jessica, Texas. Yes. Hi, Jessica. So over in Colorado, again, voters created an entirely new mid-level veterinary role, and the state then built the rules around it. So a state will create a brand new regulated category when there is a case for it, and that's the pathway that we want for non-clinical animal wellness. So that's one of our tactics to do this, because it's how close can we get to a win-win situation in all of us. And so that's one of the things that we are pursuing. Over here in Washington State, let me jump in here. Coaching. Okay, great. Yeah. And that's here with this live broadcast. Again, it's repeated, so you can watch the recording if you don't get a chance to hop on live. And Stacey's going to hop out too. But again, in Washington here, we've got a certified animal massage practitioner under its own chapter. And because forcing everyone through a full vet or human massage licensure was unnecessarily cumbersome. And at the Texas webinar, advocates described how Washington got there, bringing in the massage board, the physical therapy board, the vet board, the state vet association, all came to the same table to write it. So that is our view of how we can go about changing this. And again, it's not a loophole, but we want to build a system that's like that. A real legal pathway outside the full vet licensure, which is the model that we want to follow. So you'll start seeing more of that happening with us as we kind of crack into these places. And as you know, once we get a home run in one of the states, we set the precedent. And as we go to another state, we can now say, here's what this state did. And in my view, when they see that, they know that it is possible, and that all of the hard work, the legwork has been done. So again, if we can do a heavy focus on one state to get change made so that everybody wins, then I think it'll easily be adopted across the other states. But it's only half the picture. So devices requiring external power are prohibited within 48 hours of post time for some thoroughbred racing places. So the day you use the device counts as day one of that window. And then if your unit plugs into the wall, it is squarely in the category that they mean. So again, for those of you that are working on tracks, know what the rules are of the track. Some of you have asked, well, can bring in a Jackery and have it be battery powered? I don't know if that's a workaround for that track. So you'll have to check in on that one. And then international, currently they allow the low frequency PEMF as long as the field stays under 1,000 Gauss, and the officials, they can inspect the equipment. But if you are if you don't know what your device's Gauss is, then get together with your manufacturer to know that, and have them clearly state that in something that you can print out, whether it's a certificate or sign something, a printout of the machine and what it does, because you're going to have to more than likely provide that in a written piece of paper. And again, they're revising the rules. So their proposals are including limiting magnetic blankets to battery-powered units on the human safety grounds. So things that plug into walls being used on animals seems to be having a self-contained unit. And again, if that's the case and if that's what's allowed, then most likely manufacturers will be building to conform to that too. But again, nothing's final until November, and we're going to be reporting on that outcome as well. We're trying to inject ourselves into these meetings as well so they can hear from us, because as I was showing you, we represent a whole bunch of you. In fact, we had over 50 new members join us at the convention. So welcome aboard, everybody that are brand new members, and glad to have you on board. So we are at the table, or trying to get to the table. There are 50 state regulatory references, and so you can look up exactly where your state stands, and there's no guesswork. So it is there. And I'll show you in a couple of slides on our website. That information is there where you can click it and find it. And again, direct engagement with the AVMA in coalition, work with the state vet associations to work with them and not confront them. And then we want to be able to be ready for January 2027 sessions. Texas and Nebraska are first, and then Oklahoma in the fall. Kind of pre-fills our windows for us. And then a clear line placing non-clinical wellness application outside the veterinary definition, and the way grooming and ferry already sit outside it. So we've already got working models with different things, and the idea would be to jump in on that. Speaking of international, here is Andy from the UK. Welcome aboard. Thanks for hopping on to our live. And I'm not sure, Andy, if you guys are having any issues over there on the European side in the UK, like we are having here in the States. But again, if we could provide a voice internationally too, we're more than happy to do that as well. And then as far as device neutral, as you know, the AOPP, we are manufacturer independent. We represent all devices, all manufacturers, and those of you that are manufacturers, we are your advocates. So let us help you also get through there. So, and those of you that are watching that have devices from other companies, again, we are all inclusive. And so the fastest way with what we're doing is to behave in a way that proves the board right. And so, yes, I would say probably the best thing to do is to come to us first and let us know what's going on, so that we can give you the vetted wording to use, and then where to go, so that we're not as I said, as I was joking, showing up with flaming torches and pitchforks outside the governor's office, screaming, PEMF now, PEMF now. No, that's not what we want. And Karen brings up a good point. And again, the more membership we have, the bigger our voice is, but then also your dues that you pay every year. And I was telling somebody, it's for the basic certification program, it's $100. And they said a month. It's like, no, it's a year, $100 a year. However, as we move into our nonprofit status, if you want to designate funds to the AOPP to help us with these things, you're more than welcome to donate your tax deductible check to us and help us with our organized effort to help with the legislative part. Stacy, Deltona, Florida. Did I say that right? Is it Deltona or Deltona? I'll have to look that up. And then also every practitioner, know your device. And then also as far as what the line is in the state. And it's the interaction with the clients that's going to help boost our positioning. So the more that you can, and we've talked about this in previous videos, but stay in the lane of a PEMF practitioner. Again, you might be shoulder to shoulder and they'll say, does that area look like it's stiff or limp? And, if you weren't a PEMF practitioner, you could probably stand there and talk all day about what you see and stuff. But as soon as you are there representing your business as a PEMF provider, then you enter into a different lane, and you have to be very cautious on your wording, not necessarily with the owner, but anybody within earshot. And they say, yeah, there was this practitioner came in, this PEMF, and they were telling the owner that they needed to, work on blank, and then, providing a veterinary advice and not being a vet. So, but those of you at this convention, you all know that the vets are, I would say, except for 0.001%, are all for all of you going out there and doing the things that they don't have time to do, and especially wanting to work with them. So again, I think once this is exposed to light and everybody sees what it's all about, we're going to have a lot of this overturned, or not overturned, but rewritten properly. I guess that's the way. So again, the only thing that we're selling, of course, is doing things the right way, and education and standards is what makes that real. So if you are watching this video and you have a PEMF device or a business and you're wondering what the AOPP is all about, again, give us a call. Go to our website and check it out and see what's going on. And Stacy is the word of mouth. And that's again what it's all about. Stacy did a good job saying it there. And then hello, Barbara, welcome to the show. And then finally, literally the reputation of this field gets built one professional practitioner at a time. So to recap, again, it was a great conference. It's every 2 years. So again, it'll be in 2018, or where are we? 2026, 2028. Oh my gosh. Again, real momentum, real regulatory work is underway. We're going to keep doing the regulatory work, and then you keep doing the professional work. And that's the partnership. We are there to help you do your job and to open those doors. But again, watch for the Texas board meeting, the FEI November vote, and then of course January 2027 legislative sessions. And each week, as we learn more things, we'll be broadcasting them as well. You can find all the updates on regulatory on the regulations page, and I've got the link there at the bottom of this slide. So PEMFprofessionals.com/PEMF regulations. So you'll see a link to all of the states, so you can find yours. And let's see, let's get through a few more comments. It was great to see you too, Barbara. Kathy, Kathy's from Washington also, and let me slide back up to this one slide. With meeting everybody, if you look over in that right corner, that's me flying home. That's Mount Rainier. So just a beautiful shot of the mountain coming in for a landing on Saturday. So I guess I just had to brag a little bit about our Pacific Northwest beauty. But again, find all the updates on that page. And nothing today is legal advice or a promise of how any board is going to act. But if you have any questions about your specific situation, and take a look at your current state practice act, and then reach out to us. You are thousands strong in PEMF practitioners and in memberships here in the AOPP. So we can definitely have a good force of representation whenever we come to the table, as far as who we represent. And your certification helps prove our point where you want to know the best practices and you want to do all of the right things. So 2028, ready to buy my tickets. Yeah. I think I'm not sure if they're available yet, but they might be. Terry, hi. Yes, I do. And then can PEMF make an abscess in a hoof that's close? Oh, can it make abscess in a hoof and not blow out the bottom? Is that possible? Stacy, great question. I don't have the answer for that one. I've seen some good results on that, but let's get our equine experts in on that and get back to you, because I don't know if it. I've seen the rebuilding of a broken hoof using PEMF. That's been an amazing event, but I do not know that for sure. So go to the website, look up your state information, find out what their ruling is. And again, we are now learning the process, and now we're just going to go out and start doing that and see if we can't jump on and get some changes made, especially in 2027. Most of them are all done for the year. Some of them have a vote in November. So we're going to learn more about these and come to you during these lives and let you know what's going on too. So again, thank you for your time. And if you are not and want to become a member, jump onto our website, PEMFprofessionals.com. Questions, tips, and I was just looking at Stacy here. Yeah, there were some amazing speakers that work every day on this, but also the person that did our certification on horses would definitely be of somebody that we can reach out to as well. So things that you can do to help us promote us, the AOPP, is to like and share. If you're watching us live on YouTube, or we're over on LinkedIn and of course Facebook, where you're watching now, over on Instagram. So any of those, if you can come across it and just hit the like button, that spreads us across the algorithms and reaches out to more people so that they can come and watch this recording and go, who are you guys? What are you all about? And fall in love with us and then join us. So that is it for us today. Again, thank you so much for your time. And this looks like Stacy. Yes, PM us, you bet. And then oh, looks like it didn't get posted all the way. Yes. Oh, there we go. Lori Reese. Okay. We'll dive into that. So again, thanks very much, and we'll see you again next week on our Thursday Live. Take care. Have a great weekend too.